Hey guys, I'm back and I am going to be cooking up a quick plant-based meal that I'm going to have throughout my week. Probably the next 3 days, I'll finish it up. First thing I want to do is just clean up my knife. I need to sharpen it. Yeah, but go on. I think it's important to take your time when you're sharpening a knife. Just take your time because you can't really sharpen it in 2 seconds, honestly. So I've been eating this breakfast for the past couple of weeks, and I am in love with it. It's super good. It's kind of like the tofu scramble that I've been making the past probably a year. Most plant-based eaters are obsessed with it, so we love tofu scramble. I feel like as a whole plant-based community, a lot of people love tofu scramble and they'll eat it every day. But I have been changing up the recipe the past couple of weeks and I just been loving it. And I didn't know I didn't know that I used to eat this when I was younger and I already had the recipe. But I can't believe that I remembered the recipe. So I'm so glad that I remembered and I've been eating it lately and it's so good. It is basically tofu scramble, which we'll make, and then it has a lot of spinach in it, which was something that was I grew up eating that. My mom used to make eggs with like green beans, or she'll use spinach, or she'll use different types of greens. So I really like this recipe, so I'm gonna share it with you. The first thing that I need to do is cut this onion, and I got my cutting board here and the spinach here. I'll put it over here because it's like in my way. I really can't read the comments, but let's see if I can get closer and read some of your comments or whatever you're saying. It's gonna make this quick meal and we're gonna have a good day. So my life's been good. I haven't been able to post because I've just been really busy doing other stuff. I got a job. I had to get a job. So I have a job now. It's cool. It's just business. I'm glad that it's like a family business. Ooh, I'm gonna get the stove top working going, and I'll give you the point of view so I could add the onions right away. Okay, so we're gonna add the onions right away. And here's my tofu, and I'm gonna add a tomato. But yeah, life's been cool. I got a job, and then have some bad news. My father went to the hospital, and he's got all kinds of problems. Blood clots everywhere. What else? Pneumonia in his lungs. So I went to visit him. I went to visit him on when Saturday and Friday, just to see how he was doing because I haven't been able to get there because we live kind of far from each other. But I also been working, so I couldn't go. But I finally saw him, and I feel like he's gonna be all right. I have positive energy and positive feelings towards modern medicine. I do believe that the hospitals can really help somebody out that is going through problems and like almost near death experience. You know what I mean? So I feel like the doctors know what they're doing. But I was reading to him like a plant based book of Neil Barnard. I was trying to teach him, hey, like you can avoid having, blood clots and like a heart attack if you just ate plant based with no oils. And you can avoid this, especially in your age. Like, you don't have like my time. I could eat fried food and live for a while and not get a heart attack, but not my father. He's old already. So I told him, like, bro, you're old. Like, you need to take care of your health. So we were talking in a good way. And I was reading that book to him. So I was feeling really good about that, and I hope that when he gets better and out of the hospital, he he follows through. So I'm gonna add this onion to the pan, and I'm adding the onion in first because we've got to saute it and make sure it gets cooked. Okay, so I'm rambling around. Let's get to the cooking. All right. I'm also gonna cut this tomato, and then I'm done cutting. Okay. And I love adding tomato because it just reminds me of my childhood. My mom used to make me eggs with tomato. I'm using tofu to replace eggs. I think that tofu just tastes so much better, has a less of a sulfur smell, and I don't know, I just like it. I never really liked eggs. I grew up like that. You just grow up like that. You don't question anything. They smell funny, whatever they do. You just don't question it. All right, so that's done. That's a done deal. And then now we're gonna go ahead and cook everything up. Get a preview for this. Now I'm getting a few spices ready for myself so I can make this very flavorful tofu. So bear with me. Just getting the spices. We've got plenty of time for these onions to cook up as they should. I want these onions very, very caramelized and cooked down. I'm gonna add some salt. And then I'm gonna give it a little bit of a toss so I can get some even cooking. Getting very smoky in here. All right, so now we'll move the camera. Get some better lighting for sure. Okay. And now we're going to add the next ingredient, which is the tomatoes. Okay, and now we'll just give it a toss. Now you can add any ingredients you like that is nostalgic to you, or that you have in your pantry right now, or whatever. You know what I mean? If you want to make this recipe, and you don't have these ingredients, but you want to make it, you have probably tofu and spinach. You can add garlic instead, or you can add your favorite ingredients. This is what's nostalgic to me. I love the tomato and the onion because I grew up eating it that way. I grew up eating, a lot of different recipes with proteins in it, like chicken or steak or what you call it, or eggs, and even some quesadillas, like cheese. Different proteins that we used in our family and their culture when I was growing up. They would combine tomato, onion, chiles, bell peppers, all the time, like literally in different recipes, with steak, with chicken. So I'm very familiar with these flavors, and I just really like them. So I love to just replace the proteins that they choose, and I use my kind of version. I can use proteins like tofu, proteins like lentils, proteins like I can use potatoes. I can use all kinds of stuff. So I'm gonna add my tofu now. Just gonna smash it. And it's very important that you cook the tofu first. Don't add the spinach first and then the tofu. It has to be the tofu first. This way it cooks well. I'm gonna wash my hands. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna add all the spices, and I am going to just use one for everything. These spices are so good that I almost feel like it's a secret, and it's like a secret recipe. But I'm gonna give it to you, all right? Because I don't keep secrets. I don't care. All right, so I'm gonna add some turmeric, which is not a secret. We already do that. Okay. I'll tell you which is the secret ingredient in just a moment. Okay, and then we're gonna add the pink salt. Now you can choose whether you want to use it or not. A lot of people don't care for it. I like to use it because I have it. And it lasts a long time. I've been having this for years. It does have little clumps, so you need to get rid of the clumps. Oops, I got too close to the edge. Okay. Next up is some garlic powder. So good. Some black pepper for a nice combo. And many of the people, plant-based people, know that black pepper helps the absorption of turmeric. So they go hand in hand. They're a great couple here. Okay, so we're getting to the secret ingredient. So this is not it, okay? This is another ingredient. Smoked paprika, we're gonna add some. a good amount. I like to add 2/4 of a teaspoon. Okay, this is the secret weapon. This is the secret ingredient that I've been using the past couple of, I would say past month. And it has changed the way I feel about tofu scramble. Chipotle powder. It's bomb. I'm gonna add 2/4 of a teaspoon of this. This is the secret sauce, man. This gives it so much smokiness and so much flavor. I just could not believe it. So that's the secret of the tofu scramble that I've been making lately. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. And I love to make my own salt. What I like to do is I get iodine salt and I put like garlic powder and like my own seasonings inside of the salt, and I like combine it together and I create my own garlic salt. I'll make a recipe of it someday. So hard to get to recipes sometimes. There's just so much ideas and so little time. Okay, so all that is done. Now I'm just going to give it a little toss. And we combine the mixtures together, allowing the tofu to become painted almost into a yellow color that resembles, egg. But in a way, I don't even compare the two because eggs are eggs and tofu's tofu. So I just say spiced tofu because it's super good. It's spiced with turmeric and different spices and it's super yummy. So what I like to do is I like to combine the the tofu scramble and the spices. Once it's yellow, I just place it organized at the bottom of the pan. This is very important. This is a good tip to add so much more flavor to your food. So what you're going to do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the tofu scramble about a minute to 2 minutes to allow it to get almost a caramelized coating at the bottom. It's going to add so much flavor to this delicious tofu. So I'm going to put away my spices and get ready for the next ingredient that I'm going to add. So I can probably in my spice drawer. It's so tight in here. I'm sorry about that, to be honest. I don't think I can show you anything because it's really, really tight in here. Let's see. I'm just going to put away my spices while I allow that to sear because time is your friend. It's very important to understand downtime when you're when you're cooking. You need to understand that you have some time in between every cooking session or marination. You know what I mean? Some things you have to marinate and you need time to do that. Some things you need to cook and you need time to do that. Once you understand that you have time to do everything, you no longer panic. You understand, oh, okay, I'm just gonna let that cook and I'm gonna go over here and do some things. I'm gonna go let that reach a boil. I'm gonna go ahead and cook and clean my dishes, clean things, or maybe mop. That is very important. Downtime is very, very important. Okay, so our next step is to add a whole lot of spinach. Oops, my pups. Mind my puppies there. Territorial. If they keep barking, I'll tell them to shut up. But if they stop, which seems like they have, then I won't say anything. Okay. So I'm going to add at least 3 handfuls of this. This is a great way for me, myself, to motivate myself to eat more spinach, basically, and eat more greens. I want to eat more greens, but sometimes I don't know what to eat it with, and I'm not really into them that much. But this way, I do like it. Excuse me, let me clear my throat. This way, I do like it. I made this fantastic cucumber salad just the other day, and it's so good. I want to make a video on it. Super good. It's Peruvian cucumbers with chili, soy sauce, and green onion and cilantro, and it's bomb. It's so good over rice or by itself. Mm. Hi, Kiki. My cat's down there. So now we've allowed our tofu to get crispy. Now I'm just going to use my wooden spatula. Very important that you use wooden spatula. And we just remove all the tofu from the bottom of the pan with the spatula, the wooden spatula, okay? Silicone's not gonna work. Metal, stainless steel is just going to scrape it, so you need to use the wooden spoon. So it's very important to have all 3 of them because they all have a, a purpose in the kitchen. It's a tool, and they all need to be used the right way. I think that this needs more spinach. So I'm going to add more spinach. But all the liquid from the spinach helped it clean the pan. It helped clean the pan from like all that tough, from all those bits that came out. That's another lesson that you can learn, to understand that when you sear something, which I just did, I seared my protein. You can use the liquid of other food or just a little bit of water just to remove the, the tough bits that are at the bottom of the pan. So I added the whole thing because that wasn't enough spinach at all. And you know the meme that always happens, that you never get enough spinach once you cook everything down. I don't want all my spinach to be wilted down, so I'm going to lower the heat and probably turn it off at this point because I think it's good now. And this is one of my favorite meals lately. I love it. It's so good. It's a great way to motivate me to eat greens. I think it's so important to eat greens. They make me feel good. This is so good with tortillas. This is the way that I like to eat it. I eat it with some tortillas and some salsa, and that's it. Super yummy. It's a great breakfast or lunch, and I love it. I've been loving it lately. I'm just gonna go store it. So these are different ideas that you can use to make awesome breakfasts for yourself. Look at this yumminess. And it smells super smoky and flavorful. Look at that. Yum. This is great Mexican nostalgic food here. Unless you grew up like an American, then You probably don't like all these veggies, but I think that you should give it a chance because it's super yummy. Because this recipe is good. You know what I mean? Like, I cook for picky eaters. That's what I do. Some people are very like, oh, onions, I don't like them. But I think that you need to cook them well. You need to add great spices and flavors. And I guarantee you, you'll convince any picky eater. All right. I'm going to wash that up. So there you have it, friends. Friends and family. An amazing quick breakfast or lunch that you can have throughout the week. And you can eat it with tortillas or bread. It smells bomb. It smells super good. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I will upload a video soon. I'll have a video uploaded soon and start uploading more videos. But I feel like these lives are awesome. I get to spend some time with you and we get to talk about different topics. And I get to talk about what's actually going on in life. You know what I mean? Social life is not realistic. So you see a bunch of videos of nothing, but you don't really get the realness of someone. So I like doing these lives because you get to see just like normal life, normal things that happen in life, and I just get to cook up some food, and I love to cook up some food for you because I just love cooking in general. I could cook every day, but I also feel like we can learn. You can learn from watching these lives. So, anyways, thank you for watching and enjoying this delicious recipe. I'll probably put the recipe on the bottom, maybe on the description below. And I will catch you guys on another live or maybe on another upload that I do. We'll see. Okay, bye.